Marietta Mahoney, and this week's muscle conditioning tip, we're going to be using a ball. So, love using the ball. There's so many cool ways to use this one piece of equipment. It's been around for a really long time. It came from the physio circles in Switzerland, hence the reason why it's called the Swiss ball. So, we're going to start off with the exercise today, which is going to predominantly work your lower body. Then we're going to add some arms, and it will also raise your heart rate. There's quite a bit of balance in today's workout as well. So just keep that in mind, and I'll give you some modifications as we go along. So I'm going to start with the ball in front of me. I'm going to place my hands on top of the ball, but just my fingertips. So you don't want a ball that's too small, because for me, I'm not very tall. So I'm about 157 centimetres or 5'2". So that ball is, I think it's about a 50 centimetre ball. And that might be okay for me, maybe a little bit higher. Would be good too. So it depends on your height. You don't want a really little ball because you'll bend over way too far and it'll be uncomfortable. So hands on the ball, which sort of sets my spine up for the position that I want to be in, helps maintain that lumbar arch. Fingertips on the ball. All I'm going to do is lift the leg up behind me. So I'm just lifting that leg up and down. I am balancing on my right leg as I lift my left leg up and down. So keeping the head lifted. This is a great leg exercise, just doing this, as well as a back exercise too. If you're an instructor, encourage people to help draw in the lower abdomen. So you want them to think about drawing the lower abdomen while in this position. It's a bit like a plank. It's a modified version of it. Okay, so you think about drawing up and making just a low-level contraction. You don't want it like a full-on suck in. And also give people breaks, okay, so that they can come up, say, after every 8 repetitions, all right? So you're here, we perform 8 repetitions, maybe have a break, stand up, and then change legs, and then do the same thing on the opposite side. So 8 repetitions on the opposite side, and you're just drawing up that lower abdomen gently. Okay, so the progression for this exercise is to actually hold the ball. So hold the ball, you're sort of hugging it towards the torso, and then you're doing the same sort of activity, but it's more like a straight leg, single leg deadlift. So I'm just dropping my body down towards the floor and lifting the leg up behind me. You'll notice I'm balancing on my right leg the entire time, and that's an optional choice. If you find that the balance is too challenging, you know, of course you're going to place your foot on the floor. If you're fatiguing really quickly on the opposite side, like on your right side, you know, allow the foot to rest on the floor occasionally. Again, we do 8 repetitions on each side as we perform this exercise. So we're going to drop down and come back up. I really like holding the ball here because it helps maintain my spinal alignment. And that's really key. I don't want to round my spine. And if you're an instructor, this stops people from rounding their spines because the ball gets in the way on their thighs. So then the next progression. Next progression is to actually hold the ball in the hands. Now we're going to tip forwards, and I'm going to lift the ball up to about chest level. So tip forwards and up. What makes this exercise a little bit more challenging is now I've created a little bit more length to my lever, and the ball adds a little bit of load. Not a lot, but just enough to make it a little bit more challenging than the previous exercise. Again, you want to do 8 repetitions on one side, give it a break, 8 repetitions on the opposite side. Of course, if you want to go full on, you can do all of these repetitions on one side. Now, some people might find that a little bit too challenging to do if you're a group fitness instructor. So you get to choose. I just lost my balance. The final activity is to actually take the ball up above the head. So now the arms are fully extended. I'm going to tip my body forwards, lift the leg up, and come to standing. Drop the body forwards, come back to standing. Now, I've kept my left leg off the floor the entire time as I perform this exercise. And this is much more challenging because that ball above my head has added much more load to my lever. So from where the hip is, longer, it adds more intensity. If you're a group fitness instructor or you're a personal trainer, you're choosing to do these exercises, just be mindful that some people might find this really too challenging. Also, if you're going to go with a ball that feels right for you and you're really tall, you may choose to go for a slightly smaller ball for this final option. So, great exercise for training balance, single leg movement pattern. It's great for strengthening up your legs and your lower back. It's pelvic floor safe. And that's this week's muscle conditioning and pelvic floor safe tip.